last dam on the river is at Prairie du Sac, and that is the start of the project. Yes?
Is there any other governance structure that you know of that's like the Lower Wisconsin Riverway Board with its, representatives from each of the counties and reporting to the DNR, but with its own autonomy and?
It's a very unique project, not just nationally, but anywhere in the world. There's nothing quite like the Riverway project. It has this public-private cooperative endeavor with a separate state agency, citizen board running, administering the regulations. So we've been asked to give tours to people from all over the world that are looking at what we do, and I tell them just think of it as an a la carte menu. There are certain elements of the Riverway program that may fit for you, for your river, your lake, whatever, but it doesn't have to be an exact replica. So people from Germany, from Russia, from New Zealand, from Tasmania, China, just all over the world have been here to look at what we're doing with the Riverway. Columbia River Gorge Commission looked at what we do. The Hudson River Valley Commission looked at how we operate things. So it is a very unique project, very innovative project. And it was only because there was a moment in time where the political landscape was just right to get this project through. Because can you imagine going to the legislature today and say, we've got a program to protect scenic beauty? Not likely to go far.
Mark, you mentioned Old Man River Cabin. I was daydreaming about the river at that point. Where did you say that was?
It's located on 60 between Gotham and Muscadet, and it's actually considered now a historic site. And when they redo that section of highway, which seems like I've been working on that project for 35 years, well, hopefully soon it's actually going to happen, but they had to narrow the road through there because they couldn't remove the Old Man River boathouse. And then you're right next to the
channel.
The water on one side, and then the house is on the other side, so they had to thread the needle through there.
Do you know anything about them running logs in the spring from maybe Portage to Prairie du Chien, or what that run was?
Yeah, it would have been all the way down from the North Woods to Chippewa River, Black River, Wisconsin River would have those lumber rafts coming down, and they would stop at these river ports, Richland City or here at Port Andrew, and they were a rowdy bunch.
My great aunt used to remember being woken up at the farm, hearing them at night yelling as they were working their way, navigating in the dark, I guess. The rafts of logs.
Yeah, and a lot of times these were farmers who in the winter would go and work in lumber camps, and then they'd go raft down to, a lot of times it was St. Louis was the destination, and then walk back to get home in time for spring planting.
From the center of the river, how far north and south is this territory, 100,000 acres?
That's a good question. It's not a uniform boundary. That's another thing that's unusual about this. So you think of a state park or a national park, and you've got those lines like this, and this is end of this. In this case, it's mostly what is visible from the river during leaf-on conditions. So generally speaking, all the lands along the river, and then those bluffs that are close to the river. But in some cases, you could have an isolated block that's 3 or 4 miles away that you could see, like if you're coming down toward Gotham and you have that open area by the Avoca Prairie. Some of those bluffs in the distance are 3 miles away, but generally within a mile.
During leaf.
Leaf on. Anyone else? Well, you have my contact information on the back of that handout, and if you have any questions, give me a call or